We'll wait a minute, see if some people join. Don't want anyone missing out on the hot action. Oh. I can see that. Alright, let's get this shit show on the road again. Art. 1,000,000. Oh. I don't know what I hit, but I closed out of something. Yeah, dude. Avengers Endgame. Black Panther is the closest you'll get to this. Didn't you know? They are a Crunchyroll subtitler. Every Saturday night, and my life is just filled with Tick Attack and WH70. I take a deep breath as I close the door behind me. I press my back against it, resting for a moment. I slide down and shit myself. So, Singe was relieved that he's not responsible? It's odd to be relieved in this kind of scenario, but I understand where he's coming from. We've all wallowed in self-pity before. At least he's free to use his energy in other ways, like wallowing in self-pity. In this case, plotting with Atron. Regardless of how I feel about Singe's current plan, I know that Atron will keep us all safe, and talk some sense into him if he's off track. It wasn't my place to decide what they did, but it wasn't my place to defy Atron's orders either. I don't have a place. They definitely hired the best in the business. Baines. As if on cue, he approaches me through the door that was closed behind me. I saw the paramedics carry out a body bag. I was terrified, wondering who it could be. I got a text from Singe right away. I'm glad to see that you're safe, but in light of what happened, I think some changes need to be made. Singe does not have a good grasp on things. I expect some answers from him promptly, and I expect him to put me in charge. Rocker's death was a tragedy, one that could have been easily avoided, if only. Cutting off Atron's shock approaches with fervor. What did you just say? I was just saying, it's a tragedy what happened to Rocker. He was so young as well. Shock's hands turns to fists. Oh shit. He trembles, clearly fighting off tears. Tell me what happened. Atron looks at me unsure of how to respond. I shrug. I've never watched someone die. Dealing with this is not my expertise. There was an incident, Shock. Like what happened to Clace. Actually, it was exactly the same. Is Rocker a skunk or something? I don't know. I'm not one to judge stoners over here. Rocker died in the same way. I guess Singe gave Atron more info than us. But if this was true, then the person texting me, they killed Clace. But not only that, they were the Midnight Killer, using their power from the Ark for nefarious purposes. Then, the culprit was really in this building, and with access to power from a place like that, I shiver. Ugh. Utterly terrified at the implications. It's all connected, more than I thought. I wouldn't be surprised if Terra was involved too. You mean? Unfortunately, yes. How could you let this happen? Me? Best in the business. Perfect track record. #1. You're supposed to be here to save us. What were you doing instead? Do you even know where Rocker was? Well, judging by... I don't care about judging by. Your stupid deductions won't save anyone. 2 of my friends are already dead. Shock, please. Shut up! In a fit of anger, Shock throws a punch at Atron. Ow! But Atron doesn't move from his place. He stands his ground. Reaching out a paw, he catches Shock's punch. What? Atron squeezes Shock's fist. He trembles in pain, trying to break free, but Atron's grip tightens. It looks like Shock's fingers might snap at any second. Hey! Those are my top 5 fingers. Let go. It's clear that Shock is starting to panic. Perhaps he thought less of Atron or more of himself. It's hypocritical of you to say that. Instead of releasing his grip, he tightens it further. Don't place the blame of this on me. We're dealing with a serial killer here. And if I'm supposed to protect you, you don't want to be on my bad side. Don't make me turn this ooh-woo into an oh-whoa. He releases his grip. Shock flies back and lands on the floor. The momentum of his attempts to escape used against him. He quickly pushes himself up and runs away. He covers his face as if in shame. I'll be back to you. Just wait until you hear number 14. After a few moments pass, Atron turns back to me. Terribly sorry about that scene. I have little patience for men like him. Quick to anger. Irrational, you know. I saw it in his eyes. He thinks I'm responsible for Rocket. There's no way he's thinking clearly. I know it's my job to protect, but I can't be everywhere all at once. It's not fair for him to blame me. I'm afraid that now I'm self-conscious. I must not let his thinking dissuade me. He rests his paw on his chin, in deep thought. I guess I no longer have a perfect record. Rocket was part of my job description. I'm not sure how to feel about this. That's usually what set me apart. Now I suck. It's not a good thing to have on a resume. I let very famous people die. In fact, I'm certain that's why the guard before me fled. They were ashamed. But I don't feel shame. Instead, I feel determined. In this instance, it's become clear. The guard before me was just a coward. I ain't no coward. I'm not going to run. I never would. I'm out of shape. My cardio sucks. I'll stay and stand my ground. I'll stop this killer with Singe. I promise. He'll flip him into his goo puddle, and then I'll get him. He stares at me with fire in his eyes, literally. I nod and give him a smile, thanking him. His speech made me feel a little safer. Pains, would you do me the favor of waiting here? I would like to talk to you further, but I must tend to things with Singe. Watch out for my singed flip. Given the current situation, I cannot put off that meeting for any longer. No offense, but you suck. Plenty taken. Debating our safety was definitely more important. Instead of protecting us, I think small talk will be fading away soon enough. Especially if this is my last night here. I can only hope that the discussion is fruitful. I wave him off and decide to wait around this area. I don't think I'd be waiting too long. Atron was definitely quick and to the point. One might even say is red on his insight colors. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you shortly. With a smile, he walks off. As soon as he opens the office door, Kila comes out. Without so much as a word, he storms downstairs. Atron looks at me and shrugs. I do the same. I'm not sure what's gotten into him lately. He's been acting the same ever since this morning. Since we got back from Terra. Atron pushes this aside and enters the office. I try his best to stick to the plan and wait here. Kila is more than capable of taking care of himself. I sprawl out on a chair and close my eyes, wondering just what would happen next. And I woke up in Terra! Oh no. Not this part. Oh wait, never mind. This isn't, Rook. Kila wanders the convention center by himself, seemingly against the previous instructions of Singe. He scans the room in his curious manner, as if he's looking for something, unsure of what it is. I really hope I'm not late. Singe sure likes the sound of his own voice. He nervously presses his back against the wall. To pass the time, he uses his phone for a few moments. But out of the corner of his eye, he notices something. A figure slowly approaches him. This is confirmation enough that he is not too late. He lets out a sigh of relief as his worry washes away. Hello, Kila. I'm glad you could make it. Me too, actually. I didn't think Singe would ever shut up. He's really determined to catch this killer. Yeah, I could tell. Good thing my weapons are here. I doubt Atron could stop them himself. He's too infatuated with Daz. Really? I didn't figure him the type. He seemed all business and no pleasure. It's hard to get a read on him sometimes. Either way, let's not waste any time. I'm glad you agreed to this meeting. Now perish. Well, of course. I'd never leave someone like you hanging. It's not every day that a billionaire... Just call me Max Kila. My money does not define me. My guns do. Oh, of course. I didn't mean to offend you, Max. It's okay, Kila. You didn't know, but I'm here as Max, not as the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated. Fair enough. Well, I'm here as Kila. I'm worthless, so we're on even playing ground. What did you want to talk to me about? About everything that's going on right now. Sorry for just assuming a moment ago, but are you thankful for the weapons here? I'm not sure. I know Atron isn't, but he's also not doing his job. I mean, if he was, Rocker would be... alive, right? Glad you see it my way. But your weapons didn't help either. But I can't say for sure. Sorry, Max. Wow. What a sharp wit you have. If that wasn't funny, I'd be offended. Singe is the one responsible for that. He has the key to detonate the weapons. I do too, but it's not my job. Below the fucking line. Get out of here. He bought them, so he should use them. I'm so good. They're my weapons, but I can't use them. Instead, he's too busy drowning himself in sorrow. What a drama queen he is. Well, Rocker's death changed that. He realized Clay's death wasn't his fault, so he feels a little better now. Is that so? Yeah. But maybe his judgment will be more clear. There's still no excuse for Rocker, though. I'll say. I guess my weapons haven't exactly gotten the chance to prove themselves yet. I hope that you give them the proper chance. I guess. I'm not going to be here for much longer anyways. I'm flying home later, but Singe wants us to keep it a secret. He says if the killer knows what we're plotting, they might take rash action. Oh, really? Fuck. Killa, what a piece of shit. Dude couldn't keep a secret if it was a fucking, like, surprise party. He'd walk out the front door. Hey, welcome home! We have a surprise party in there. I don't want you to get too scared about it, though. They say if you get too scared, you're gonna have a heart attack. Max smirked softly. Thank you for sharing that with me. Wouldn't want you to get caught in the fray. Yeah, exactly. So whatever happens here, I'm out. I didn't want to come here to begin with. Wow, can't believe you said that. You must trust me if you let that slip up. Well, I don't see why I can't. I hate Tokyo. It's so stupid. Everyone's just staring at me like I'm weird. I know. I dug into your history a little bit. Really? Why? You're just so interesting, Killa. You look like a budget Sonic the Hedgehog from the live-action movie. Did you tell anyone else? I mean, the real reason you're here? No. That's probably for the best. It would be a shame if everybody here found out you were lying to them all this time, and your only purpose here is to go to maid cafes, you goddamn weeb. Hey! You keep that to yourself, Max. Perhaps I will, or perhaps I won't. I'd be more inclined to keep it to myself if you were to do me a small favor, Killa. Fine. Checkmate, I guess. Oh, not quite yet, but I'm afraid I have to go for now. My favor involves another meeting at about 7 o'clock tonight. You down for that? Sure, where at? Max points down a hallway connected to the lobby. Second door on the right. There's a small meeting room there. It'll give us much more privacy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another meeting to attend to. Just like I said, she disappears just as fast as she arrives. She's gone. I had to open my big mouth. I keep getting myself into trouble. Dun dun dun. I wonder what Killa's secret is. Dusk, I've been thinking. You mentioned a visit to the people. That this may help my public relations.
Of course, Lester. Your public image is very important. especially if you wish to dispel rumors.
Yes, but I thought of something else.
Oh? And what is that, my king?
A visit to the people might be wrong. If I parade over them in my lavish outfit, rife with luxury, they would feel hurt. The poors. This would be like a pompous display of ownership in the way I don't intend.
Would you like me to prepare a new outfit? I could allocate funds from the treasury. Something more rustic, perhaps? Not fully intact, a little midriff showing? With holes? That look seems to be all the rage.
No, Dusk. I must not disguise myself. Hiding who I am also gives off a bad image.
Then I'm afraid I don't follow. What else could you be planning, my king?
It may be risky, but I want to open the doors of my castle. I want the people to come to me. They will be able to walk these halls as if they were in their own home. This will give off the image I intend, that Terra truly belongs to its people, except the poors, and that I don't hold back from them, except I will.
Really?
He did stabbed himself. I'm guessing this takes place before that happens. I don't know. The Terra continuity leaves something to be desired, because I don't know.
Really? I would advise against that. We may be subject to massive theft. Not to mention your enemies may...
Use this opening to plan an attack? Trust me, I've considered all the avenues, you fucking idiot. Let me describe my plan in more detail.
Of course, my lord. I did not intend to be crass.
When everyone has arrived, I will have them gather in the atrium. At this point, I'll address all of them at once. I'll be fully forthcoming. This will they'll learn what I have planned for myself and the future of Terra. At that point, we'll open our grand hall. We'll have a feast for the ages. A ball that will be etched in time, my right one. And I will close by ending my reign.
Huh? You can't be serious, Velasquez.
It needs to be done, Dusk. If my enemies still wish to attack me after hearing everything I have to say, then I accept my appointed fate. For the repercussions of my death will be negligible compared to what comes next. And this twisted monarchy will end, succeeded by what the people decide. However, if my plan comes to fruition, I will leave them to a beautiful world, in much better shape than it is right now. The mumblings of this new Terra, perhaps they're not as off as they think. We can only hope that... Velasquez groans in pain, grasping at his chest.
My lord! Are you okay?
He removes his hand from his chest, stained with blood. Oh, I guess he did stab himself already. Yes, I'm fine.
Sir, you're bleeding!
Please, do not be alarmed. An old wound must have reopened. I'm capable of tending to it myself. You are dismissed.
Yes, of course. Please call on me if you need any aid. If it gets worse, we must take action.
Moments later, Velasquez leans against the wall. He grips his scepter in his hands, panting heavily. Has it stopped working? Fuck, that hurts. I lay back in as comfortable a position as I can find. I'm really imagining my character with like his fucking legs like up on stirrups. Like it's getting a good old check by the old Obgyn. I like the Hulk Hogan character. Yeah, same. Which one? The Macho Man Randy Savage voice? Yeah, Brady. My mind races, replaying the events thus far, as well as playing out any potential futures. Just how would this end? What was my place? Even if I left Tokyo today, it might not be over. The man in the Ark might follow me. Especially if my role in Terra is as I was told. In my deep thought, I failed to notice Atron appear. He faked a cough in order to get my attention. Ugh! Terribly sorry for the wait. There was much to discuss with Singe. I know I said I'd be quick, but I wasn't. He bowed slightly as if in apology, but I didn't mind. I was able to use my time effectively by sitting on my ass. The discussion was very good, however. Singe has given me full control of this convention center and everything inside. He will no longer be making the decisions. It seems I've been promoted. Without further compensation, of course. Relatable. Thanks, Atron. My interests do not lie in monetary gain. The first thing I wanted to do was launch a full investigation on the weapons here. Look at them closely, and their placement. That seems like a good idea. If some of them were bombs, we should keep our distance. Or maybe there was a dead zone, a place where neither type of weapon could reach us. Of course, my curiosity prevailed. I already did the full investigation. I thought it best not to wait around. My research spawned peculiar results. Oh, I guess he jumped the gun. Ha! Ha ha! It's a pun! I asked him what he ended up finding out. Well, the weapons are moving around on their own. At least that's how it seems. What? That doesn't make any sense. Borderlands 3 hasn't come out yet. Allow me to elaborate. When I first arrived, I made a mental note of all their locations. They seemed to be placed in strategical fashion. Rooms that were more likely to contain a large amount of civilians were only armed with non-lethal weaponry. It makes sense. The press conference room, for example. This is also true for many other areas, including the lobby and other boardrooms. It seems they are placed in a way that would minimize damage to innocents. But now the opposite is true. I don't know how they changed or so fast, but the lethal weapons took their place. It seems that now the weapons are organized in a fashion that would maximize damage. They've all just swapped places. Now that's alarming. And to top it all off, it's been happening right under our noses. Like during the press conference, none of us noticed, but during the briefing a bomb was planted in that room, replacing the chemical weapon that was there before. How did we not notice? I noticed. It's most likely the murderer. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Atron doesn't know, but somebody with powers from the Ark could easily make that swap while unnoticed. This comes with more terrifying implications. I bring it up, but Atron quickly shoots me down. Impossible. The only people who can tamper with those things are Singe and Armstrong herself. And besides, Singe was on stage. He quickly comes to a more realistic conclusion. It was Armstrong. Heh, my outburst still haunts me, I guess. They must have done it during my little grapple with Singe. A good distraction. Everyone had their eyes on us. That would have been the perfect time. And then they would have done the rest while the conference continued. Since nobody would have been out there to catch them. But then who did it? That deduction would mean it was Armstrong, but I asked him to reevaluate the situation. From an angle where he isn't beating himself up. The only way another person could have moved them is if they had the codes. Each weapon has a special set of codes. One to disarm, one to rearm, one to detonate, one to blow up, one to unblow up, one to blow down, one to blow left, one to blow right. It'd be easy to move them if you were to strategically disarm and rearm them, but I find this hard to believe. It would imply that either Singe or Max were careless enough to lose their codes, or give them to someone in league with them. I don't side with these implications. There must be another explanation. I've always told myself that weapons like that are not secure. It's entirely in the realm of possibility that they were hacked. Either way, a distraction was needed. I'm still the one who provided this. Let's have a heavy sigh. The first of my many bad decisions. Would you mind coming somewhere private, away from prying eyes and waiting years? We do not know the killer's reach. We must remain as cautious as possible. I nod. It makes sense. Especially if we are plotting against them. We wouldn't want to announce our own plans too loudly. Hey Maxine! We're gonna disarm your weapons, you dumb bitch! He leads me down a few winding hallways. We turn quite frequently and quite fast. As if he's trying to deja vu his ass off the fucking mountain. Just drifting. He glances back at me a few times, like he wants to make sure I'm still following. He seems uneasy, unsure, perhaps scared. But I try not to let it bother me. I know that by now I'm safe when I'm near him. That's cute. After a few minutes of navigating, we arrive. He wanted to lead me to a dance rehearsal room. Of all places, this is certainly an odd choice. I scan the area. The wall on the opposite side is one large mirror. I see our reflection staring back at us. I look a mess. Yeah, I really do right now. Not much time for wardrobe. Sorry for taking you so far away. This is the only place I could practice my K-pop routine. I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. This is one of the safest rooms, though. It seems they forgot to put weapons here. I guess they didn't have enough for every room? Still, it seemed odd to leave just this one out. Was there some sort of significance to that fact? You know how I feel about Armstrong, but this room is different. I feel as if I can actually focus in here. It's purely psychological, but I feel like I can sense those weapons. I can hear the whirring inside of them, and it drives me mad. I really have sharp hearing, because I am a dog. It wasn't always like that, though. I used to be much closer to Maxine. Of course, that is not relevant right now. I fucked her. That seems pretty relevant to me. He had to have some reason for hating her so much. I asked him if he'd elaborate on that for me. He kept us safe, Jeb Bush, MC. Jeb Bush, with the United States behind him, all yellow, full power. Fucking JPEG. No, I won't. Sorry, Pants. Flat out denied. Oh well, nothing I can do. I asked him what he actually wanted to talk about then. I wanted to talk about that. Well, it's no less embarrassing. But I suppose I'll say it bluntly. My track record is ruined. What I've been building my entire career. It's all disappeared in the blink of an eye. He clenches his fist together and trembles softly. I must have mentioned this before, but having someone die on your watch, you'll likely never get hired again. It's a cardinal sin among guards, and that's why the last one just ran away. This seems condescending. This seems like what he wants to hear. I don't know. Someone decide for me. I'm calling him a little bitch. I've been swayed by the argument. Atron lights your answer. Of course. His eyes open wide like he's taken aback. You really think so? I nod. Most people would discredit me immediately. I'd hide from this if I could, but I'm sure it'll follow me to the grave. But you're right. Sin still let me take control. Perhaps I can extend my contract. This tour could use a permanent guard. That's not my only issue, though. Those around the room and takes a heavy sigh. This is where I was when it happened. Rocca's death, I mean. I wanted to spend some alone time with Daz. Of course, personal interest is irrelevant. I had to assume she was in danger, especially since the last victim was Clace. One star to another, right? At least, that's what I thought. But Daz wasn't a target at all. I guess the killer was after Rocca. So, I could assume that Shaka's up next. However, that could also be a trap. They could go after Daz if she's alone. I'm expected to watch over everybody, but at the same time, this is impossible. Alright, we're at another 50-50. My personal vote is for keep an eye on everybody, alternate frequently. That just sounds just irrational enough. They'll be like, that's genius. Get fucked. That would be ideal. Of course, there's just too many of us. I'm unsure how I could do it effectively. Someone's always going to have an opening. I feel like there's no right answer here. Is one man truly enough for all of this? Or is this just an insurmountable task? Odds are very clearly stacked against me. I don't have a good history with that. He presses his back against the bar on the wall and does a plie. The lighting off the room reveals bags under his eyes. The best answer would be to gather all of you in one room and not let you leave. Then I could watch everybody at once. But some of you already feel like you're prisoners in this convention center. It's not right to tighten the leash. Doing so also leads to disobedience, so I feel like it's counterproductive. I have to think on this one further. I'm sure I can find the right thing to do. Of course, correct decisions elude me. At first I thought I could take on this job with an unbiased mind. I did mention that to you before, in fact. I had no prior association with this group. I wasn't affected by Clay's death either. That changed at the press conference, when Singe revealed Armstrong was involved. My outburst caused more harm than good, especially if it was only a distraction. My choice actively caused you more danger. I can't just let that fact go. It's eating away at me, consuming me. I'm feeling a big 1 on this one. Boom. You really think so? I nod. All I needed was an empty room. That's what they would have had regardless. We didn't stay in that room after the conference. Your logic is sound. They smile slightly. Under stress, things can get cloudy. An outside perspective can help immensely. This whole job just became so complex. Because saving lives wasn't complex in the first place. And to top it all off, personal too. I want to fuck Daz. There has to be something I can do. If only I could disarm the weapons, but that's impossible without the codes. This conversation was optimal. I asked him if he talked to Singe about the codes. After all, Singe trusted enough to give him control. If he could get the codes and disarm the weapons, well, a large source of stress would instantly vanish. That's the thing. I asked him, but he didn't comply. I don't think he fully trusts me yet. Especially after I attacked him earlier. Another reason why that was a bad decision. He was crushed as he tells me this information. Perhaps because he felt it was his fault. Or perhaps because he just desired Singe's trust. Do you trust me, Pants? I've only ever wanted to keep you all safe. I trust him. I'm not even going to ask for chat on that one. I know everyone's going to spam one. That makes me happy to hear. I was just starting to feel like I was alone. Can I ask you why? Was there something I did specifically? Because to be honest, I screw up lots. Before I can even think of responding, my phone rings. I feel as if my heart stops beating. Another text message? I hope they would stop. It feels like I've woken up from a nightmare. I raise a finger, asking him to hold on. I flip him off by accident. He stops talking, giving me time to check. I go through a brief period hoping Singe, or Rook, or Kila, but this hope is short-lived.
Go to the lobby, now! Things will begin shortly.
I know this Maxine, but I'm still giving unknown that voice. I don't care. I'm not sure what they could possibly mean. What was about to begin? I stop and think. Couldn't think about it. Last time I got a text, they said a friend would die. I'm gonna get to choose, aren't I? I instantly put my phone back in my pocket. I storm out of the room without saying a word. But honestly, I wouldn't know what to say. I assume this person wants me alone. And so, I leave the safest room in the building, with the person who makes me the safest, who's supposed to keep me safe, without telling him what he needs to do to keep me safe. In a certain danger for both myself and my friends. Simply hoping that Atron doesn't take this personally. Heh. And that maybe he would follow along in secret. Would you like to save your game? I would. Dude, fucking shiver me timbers. 0 true ending flags. Everyone's dead. Goodbye. A few moments earlier, nearing 7 p.m., Rook cautiously enters the conference room. He scans the area slowly, realizing he is alone. Why do I even bother being punctual? As usual, I'm the one left waiting around. He sits down in a chair, taking a heavy sigh. Why? Just sighing heavily, dude. Fiddling with his tablet, he tries to pass the time. Hello, Rook. Whole room gonna go boom? Hell yeah. It's about to pop off. There's gonna be a Sean Paul concert. He's gonna play Temperature, and then everything's gonna get lit. He jumps in his chair, startled. You shouldn't pop up on people like that. Why would you want to scare somebody? You know what kind of situation we're in. Pop up on people? It's not like that. You were just so engrossed in your tablet that you didn't notice me approaching. I teleported behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. I can't be blamed for that. But do tell me, how is that tablet treating you today? Does he have anything interesting to say? What do you mean, he? Don't play stupid, Rook. I hate how everyone here is full of lies. How do you think everyone here would feel if I told them what's going on that tablet? They'd think you're some sort of freak. I mean, you are, but you done a good job hiding it. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course you don't. In the blink of an eye, Max seizes the tablet. Catching Rook off guard, she starts to fiddle with it. Hey, give that back! He starts to panic, his breathing becomes erratic. That's mine! He leaps off his chair and tries to take it back. Max has no issues dodging his attempts, considering she can stop time. She laughs mockingly as she borrows the content or browses the contents. You chat with him all day. He scrolls through the on-screen chat history, and almost all night too. You shut the world out just for him. But why don't you seek something more real? Words on the screen can only do so much. They can't suck your pee-pee. It's affecting the way your friends see you. If that's something you'd even call them. As we all know, addictions can be costly. I've talked to the people you work with. They mention your tablet more than you. Max, I'm asking nicely. He continues scrolling. Wow, you confide a lot in this guy. He seems so full of knowledge, too. Let me try asking him something. He spends a few moments typing. Wow, he responded instantly. And with such detail. Faster than any living being could. Rook huffs angrily, easily accepting your bait. Let me ask him about Eclair. Or perhaps I can ask about Jade. He must know all your little dirty secrets. Max, I've had enough! He charges at her in a fit of rage. Free! She instinctively clutches her necklace. And suddenly everything stops. Pretty quick to anger, isn't he? Oh well, I was going to restrain him anyway. Pretty fun to see him all rustled, though. If that's his trigger, he must have all sorts of nasty little secrets. Heh. He stares at the tablet for a moment. How do you turn the room color negative? He multiplied it by -1. Curiosity. Though I guess it really isn't my business. I was just having a little fun. None of this will be permanent anyway. Place the tablet down on one of the chairs. As she pushes Rook down on the one beside it. As he is unaware there are no signs of objection. The circumstances of Africa were definitely a little different, but I guess I have to make do with what we have and compromise. Atron will know what I'm up to. With Rook on the chair, she grabs some rope. You better get comfy. He ties him up to the chair, ensuring that it's extra tight. His wrists to the armrest and his feet to the legs. I suppose I'll be generous. She moves the tablet from the chair to his pocket. You're lucky you're just a means to an end. I was tempted to just dump this in the water. That's something you'll need to do on your own, Rook. I can't do it for you. She lets out a slight laugh. Heh! The things that people do in grief. Doesn't anybody handle things like a normal living being anymore? I don't get it at all. I'm just a sociopath that kills people for fun. Oh well, time for the finishing touch. She walks to the other side of the room. The bomb she placed here earlier flashes a bright red. I hope this doesn't scare him too much. She spends a few moments disarming the weapon. After ensuring it's off, she returns to Rook. The red light on the explosive is now a docile green. Placing the bomb on his lap, she slowly rearms it. Its light returns to red, flashing its new intent. And with that, the stage is set. He grips the gear-shaped necklace once more. Oh, you're finally conscious again. Rook looks around in confusion. He struggles slightly after realizing he's restrained. Hey, let me go! I can't do that. I have an important plan for you, Rook. Linden close to give her words more emphasis. Let's get down to business. You've been wasting your life on that tablet in your own little fantasy. And you're defensive enough to attack me. But it's odd you passed out right after. Physical exertion must elude you, Rook. I had no choice but to restrain you. This bomb, however, is another story. She points to Rook's lap and notices the bomb. He immediately starts to squirm and struggle. Hey now, don't struggle too much. You wouldn't want to set it off in error. These words are enough to scare him into submission. He remains as stiff as a corpse, his eyes tearing up. Why are you doing this? I never did anything to you. Please let me go. Trust me, Rook, I'm not gonna hurt you. You'll be free to go shortly, sweetie. That is, if things go in your favor. I'm gonna tell some of your friends that you're here, waiting to be saved. They also know the disarmament codes. It's pretty simple. They can come and save you if they want to. Takes a brief pause. I don't want to spoil the surprise. There's a chance they might not come, because they may like someone more than you. This is why your tablet is so important. You spent so long immersed in that silly little thing, ignoring those around you. Perhaps now they'll ignore you. I'm a firm believer that we set our own bounds in life. Our errors and lapses in judgment set mines for us to step on later. We are a victim to our own actions and words. We can conveniently choose to blame others, but at the end of the day, it's our fault. You chose to bond with that tablet instead of those who are currently around you, and now that choice of yours may haunt you. Perhaps if you weren't so obsessed with that thing, they would be rushing to save you. Sorry. But now the fact that they need to choose makes this all the more interesting. You're sick. Blaming me, of course. If you weren't such an introvert, you'd be relaxing right now in confidence. But now you've come to realize what you've been doing is harmful. But just how harmful? Well, that is up to the strength of the bonds you've made. They decide your fate. Oh, and if you even mention my name, I'll set off every single weapon here. So don't try and play a hero, Rook. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go help contestant number 2. This show's about to begin. I'm choosing Rook. Gonna make that one very clear. Kila affection, 0. Rook affection, 1. I rush to the lobby unsure of what awaits me. However, when I get there, I just see a Numi. Hey there, Pants. I wanted to go outside. Singe yelled at me. It was scary. Sounds like Singe. But what's going on? I was told to come here immediately. Could a Numi be a part of this whole plan? I inch a little closer to him, just in case I need to keep him safe. What are you doing? Looked a little confused, or maybe uncomfortable. Oh, I guess that makes sense. But I don't know if I can trust everyone. Singe told me to be a skeptic earlier. But I should stay around those I trust. You're on that list though, so it's fine. You went through so much effort in order to come here and meet my bro. You must be good. He smiles at me. I'm glad he trusts me at least. After he speaks, he stares at me in silence. Was he expecting me to lead the conversation? Yeah, exactly. His dirty secret is that he's a fucking degen weeb that likes maid cafes. I guess I could use this as a learning opportunity. Tell me about yourself, Inumi. Is this like an interview? I used to watch Bro do these all the time. He always wrote out his answers beforehand. So I don't know what to say. But I'm older than I look, that's for sure. I love ramen, so I'm glad we came here. I still have to do school on the tour, so my bro would help me with homework. I had a pet fish for a while. I wanted to have a little bro of my own. I took really good care of him. He died. I was gonna say he died before I even fucking clicked advance. Wow. Definitely jumping from topic to topic. I guess we were all like that at a young age. I still feel bad that I'm not good at math. Adron had to answer that one problem. I'm sure that almost nobody likes math. I let him know that he's not alone in that regard. Really? That's interesting. I'm confused with how school works. If you're bad at math, they think you're not trying hard enough. They push you. Sometimes they even say you're not smart. But if you're bad at writing stories or at art, you get a slap on the wrist. Some people are born artists, they say. Well, what if I'm born to be bad at math? I shrug. I guess he has a point. Different subjects are treated in different ways. But anyways, I guess. Before he continues, promptly interrupted. Atron descends the stairs into the lobby. He notices the both of us and quickly approaches. Hey, you two. Glad you're both safe. I was just about to do more rounds. Need to ensure everyone's survival. I notice that he has his phone in his hand. Something I've rarely seen him holding. When he sees that I notice, he puts it into his pocket. So how you two doing? I'm doing okay. I wish my brother was here with me, but he's dead. Surely you do. I apologize for bringing it up. I didn't mean to open any wounds. I don't have any wounds. It's okay. It was a metaphor of Numi. I see. What's up? Again, he gets interrupted, but this time by a high-pitched screeching noise. Ree! Feedback from the lobby speaker system. Numi quickly covers his ears in fright. I look at Atron. He seems unaffected. That is, until the screeching subsides. The cliched lobby music that was playing doesn't return. Instead, a voice greets us and chills me to my core. Oh, true ending flag. Hell yeah. Hello, Pants. Hello, Atron. Inumi too? Unexpected. The voice is warped and heavily modified. I can't tell who it is, or their gender, but I know one thing without any doubt. This is the person who's texting me, and by extension the Midnight Killer, the murderer of Clace, and Rocker too. No, it's not a new character, I guarantee it's just fucking Maxine. Whatever plan they had, it was being put into motion. I clenched my fist and looked at Acheron. He was scared. I'd never seen him like this before. Inumi inches closer to me as if to seek safety. I'm going to be blunt. Let's start this. Nobody else enter the lobby. If you do, every weapon will detonate. You all need to stay where you are. I have only had business with these three. So this is being broadcast throughout the entire building? I guess they aren't dealing with just me anymore. Show yourself. Don't hide like a coward. Not yet, Acheron. I need to keep a distance for now, in case there's any disobedience. You three are to do exactly as I say. Any deviation from my course will result in the detonation of every weapon here. And if you don't believe me, just try me, bitch. I don't think it's worth it. A gamble shouldn't decide your fate today, nor the fate of everybody in this building. I'm scared. Inumi is shivering in fright. I look at Atron. He must know what to do. The situation can't be foreign to someone like him. You have our compliance. Please state your terms. We wish for no more death today. It pains me to say this, but your wish will go unfulfilled. You only have the ability to mitigate. Damages will still be caused. So I advise that you listen carefully. Very well. Atron looks at me, showing signs of regret, like he's failed to stop this from happening. I give him a look of confidence. We can take this head on. We won't let them win. Can't let the terrorists win. I need to talk with Pants. This situation pertains to him the most. I stand tall and strong. As soon as you arrived in Tokyo, you met two people, Rook and Kila. You spent the day getting to know them. That is, things till went to hell. Just like my ability to speak clearly. I nod, unsure of where this may be going, but filled with fright at all the possible scenarios. I've been watching you ever since then, on your little adventure through Akihabara. It made me sick. Too joyful and campy. You need to learn about consequence, something you haven't yet faced, and something you must come to understand. Especially if you wish to save anything. You'll never do that without sacrifice. This is the first rule I will teach you. I don't understand. Is this some kind of test for me? They seem to know about my role in Terra. And there is a second rule you must learn. But that will come soon, so do not worry. I'm going to present you with a choice. You must make this decision on your own. Atron and Inumi cannot influence you. In fact, they must remain silent. If they speak, I'm sure you know they drill. I will blow up every weapon in this damn place. Reminder to try me, bitch. I look at Atron, and then at Anumi. They both give me a nod. I gulp audibly. I ask them to continue. Tell me what they want. It's not about what I want. It's about what you want. So please listen very carefully. Rook is currently in the conference room. And Kila is currently in a board room. They both have bombs strapped to them, ready to detonate at a moment's notice. What?
No, that can't be.
I said to listen carefully. How to spoon. I'll let you save one of them, but the other will be left to die. They both expect you to save them. This is part of my second rule. You won't be able to save everybody. The road to salvation is paved with loose. And this is something you must understand. So, who will it be? The tablet-addicted lackey, or the overzealous super fan? I'm sure they both have redeeming qualities, as well as a few faults of their own. However, will those faults condemn them? The choice lies with you. I look towards Atron. He avoids my gaze, looking at the floor ashamedly. I look towards Anumi. He has his paws pressed up against his mouth. Are you stressed? That is cute. How can you be trusted with the fate of a world when you cannot even handle this? I tremble in anger, my fists clench violently. Oh, and do not even think about saving both. If you split up, all the weapons go off. You need to travel as a group from now on. You will all go to the room of the person you wish to save. If anybody else tries to be a hero and save the other house stage, well, there will be no heroes here. Only the three in the lobby may move, and it will be at Pansa's instruction. I don't know what to do. I stand there in silence for what seems like forever, waiting for the prompt that says save Rook. Part of me hopes they're joking, but I know better. Okay, now I'm getting bored. Give me a name, and now, remember, it's one of them or all of you. I take deep breaths. I close my eyes. They have us in a checkmate. I have to choose. How can I possibly be expected to choose who dies? I tremble in the face of this impossible decision. I think very carefully before I say anything else, for they would be the hardest words I ever speak. I am going to save everybody! No, Rook. You made a difficult decision. No, I didn't. Easiest of my life. Good. I'm glad you were able to choose. Choices like this will find you often, especially with the role you play. Atron and Anumi, you're free to talk, but you know the rules. I won't hesitate to kill you all. Let's get things moving, shall we? Up to the conference room you go. Wouldn't want to keep him waiting. I quickly exchange glance with Atron and Anumi. We need to hurry. Stay calm. Follow me. He starts bolting up the stairs. I look at Anumi. He has the face of utter terror. He shouldn't have to go through this. That's not fair. I place myself in front of him. I tell him that I'm going to keep him safe. After a brief pause, he nods. We both chase after Atron with one goal in mind. Rook, don't worry. We're coming to save you. Fuck you, Kila. The first thing we see is Atron kicking in the doors. Are they locked? How are we supposed to get in? They've been locked from the other side. I don't think I can break them in. He kicks them several more times. They don't budge. Oh, silly me. I forgot to mention the bomb has a timer. You have 5 minutes to disarm Rook's bomb. Grr. Wait here, I'm going to see Singe. He has to know how he can get through. He starts to run away, but Anumi interjects. Atron, stop! Didn't you pay attention to the rules? We have to stick together as a group. But you ran upstairs by yourself, and no one else is allowed to intervene. But you want to go see Singe? You're going to get us all killed! Of course. I apologize. I'm used to thinking on my feet. Not used to working with restrictions. You'll have to forgive me, Anumi. He quickly draws his pistol, having no other option. This must be the only way. Please, cover your ears. Both of you. Pop, pop! Anumi stares on in awe. Atron assumes a firing stance and aims at the door. He doesn't fire right away. He readjusts his aim calmly and carefully, like he's trying to find that one perfect spot. He fires once, then kicks the door. Nothing happens. Fires again, then kicks the door. Nothing happens. Come on. Takes a deep breath before adjusting his aim again. Fires for a third time and kicks the door. It opens slightly, and he beams with pride. My ears ring loudly, even though they were covered. Pants! Come here, quickly! I look back at Inumi before following his order. When I get to him, he points to my feet and throws me at the door. I need your help. Listen carefully. Heel first. To the side of the lock. That's the weakest part of a door. Kick it with me on the count of 3. But follows those instructions precisely. I nod. We almost have it. Just a few times to do it. It'll hurt, but we can't let Rook die. He turns to face the door. I do the same. He looks at me with confidence. 3, 2, 1. I bring my foot crashing into the door. Pain shoots up my leg, but the door opens more. I lose my balance, my shin on fire with pain. Wouldn't that, like, hurt not your shin? You're driving your heel into a door. Like, I feel like it'd be your knee. Like, you might blow out your ACL or some shit, but... Oh no, I'm not a professional door kicker. We have it now, just one more time! I push past the pain and assume the stance once more. 3, 2, 1! The door comes crashing down, Inumi claps at us both, and we all enter the room. Limping from the pain, I fight it back for Rook. We see Rook almost immediately. He's strapped to a chair. I notice a flashing red light on his lap. That must be the bomb. I quickly rush to inspect it. However, I lock eyes with him first. His eyes are red and wet. Was he crying? You came for me? Why? I honestly don't know how to respond. He had more affection. I like him better. I looked down to inspect the bomb. They were right about having 5 minutes. I let Atron know that the timer was counting down. Let me see. He comes and stands beside me. Inumi waits near the doorway, leaving this in our hands. 4 minutes now. It only took us a minute? We can do this. Remain calm. Takes deep breaths as he examines the bomb. Wait. A 9-digit numerical keypad, as well as a button for the number 0. Too many combinations to just guess. This is impossible. I give up. You're dead. We are set up. He tries to remove the bomb, but it starts beeping. He winces in fright and quickly leaves it to be. Hey, nobody said you could remove it. Try that one more time and I'm going to blow this building sky high. Got it? And before Kila is even killed, but he comes back and knows that you chose Rook and his affection goes -1. Man, fuck him. He decided to go with Big Leather Bear Daddy instead of going with the real Daddy Endymion. I'm not with his shits anymore. Go fucking chill at a maid cafe, you goddamn poser. Atron gulps and nods. Besides, you do know the code. I'll give you a couple of hints. It's a number that the 3 of you know. 420, 420, 420. Surely you've heard it somewhere before. And to top it off, it's 4 digits. That could be anything. I don't appreciate these games. It's not too difficult, Acheron. You are good at solving problems. This one was no different. Ugh. How many attempts do we get before it detonates on its own? Just 3, and you get no more hints. Other than that, you have heard the number today. Good luck. I'll be in touch if you win. They commence radio silence. 3 minutes left. What could it be? Think, Acheron, think! I try to think as well, but I draw blanks. I start to worry about that this game is rigged too. It's the number that fucking Inumi asked for his math homework. Idiots. It's 4 digits as well. What could it be? Or do they mean Atron, Rook, and myself? There's variations to the term 3 of us. They should have been more specific. It's almost like they're doing this on purpose. I chased my steps back to when I first met Atron. If we heard it today, then we would have heard it as a group. We took the limo to get here together, got escorted aside, went upstairs, and wasted time until the conference. We were all together then. That makes the most sense. There had been something said during the briefing, but I don't recall any numbers mentioned at that time. I stopped and think, replaying the conference in my head. 2 minutes remaining. Atron quickly leaps forwards and enters some numbers. But they're incorrect. He growls and punches the floor. Damn it! I was almost certain! Rook is panting heavily, his eyes watering again. He looks terrified. I feel so sorry for him. He stares at me, his body is still as a corpse. Perhaps he's terrified he may set off the bomb. Try 2020. It's Clace's birth year. We should all know it, being here. But we haven't heard it today. But it does make sense. We're all here as part of Clace's tour. It's definitely implied that we should know about him. I look at Natron. He nods. I lean forward and look at the bomb. Hesitantly type the numbers 2020 on the keypad. But it's not correct. Damn it! One more minute. I don't think we can do this. Timer decreases the double digits. Is this how it ends? Because we forgot? Atron starts breathing heavily in a state of panic. Even if we gave up, we couldn't flee now. Yeah, it's only 8,153 or 135. We wouldn't be able to make it out of here in time. 45 seconds. I replay my time in Tokyo over and over again. Like my life is flashing before my eyes, but I still can't remember any numbers. We must be getting played. I don't believe it. They are cruel enough to give us hope before death. We are probably never meant to disarm this bomb. It's this thought that breaks me. I start to cry. 30 seconds, and her fate becomes more lucid. Am I not meant to save Terra? Am I not meant to save even a single friend? No, it seems like they're denying me everything. 20 seconds. I close my eyelids tightly. Perhaps I'm too cowardly to stare death in the face, but my foremost thought is simple. Please don't hurt. I hear Inumi, Atron, and Rook speak, saying what I can only presume is their final words. However, I have nothing to say. I simply wait it out, with the realization I'll never save a single soul. This is fucking stupid. Do I have to wait like 20 seconds? Wait! My eyes shoot open. I look towards Inumi. 8250. Just enter it now. Without even a single thought, I rise to action. I look at the keypad and locate the numbers. And as fast as I can, I type 8205. Fuck. Am I supposed to like type it? Oh. The red light on the bottom becomes yellow. Wow, who'd have thought? And after a few moments, a peaceful green. Dot, 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 but in a Brooklyn accent. But before we can rejoice at our survival, our worst fears come true, sounding from below. Kaboom. Dot, 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 exclamation point in a Brooklyn accent. Oh, I forgot to mention one important thing. The voice on the loudspeaker starts laughing loudly. The warping effect on their voice sounds nearly demonic. The codes to disarm this bomb actually set the other one off as well. I connected them using a subroutine. You just killed Kila, pants. I don't believe it. My heart sinks to my stomach as I hear these words. Just part of your final liaison. To save, sometimes you need to kill. The path to salvation is stained with blood. Why are they doing this to me? I know I told Inumi and Conrad I could kill. But that was for the greater good. How could I possibly justify the death of Kila? It was for the greater good. Whatever you're thinking now is irrelevant. They are already dead. Kila wa mo shinderu. Nani. By your hand. I did say it would be your fault. Don't you remember my little text? I suggest you rush to them now, to see if any bits and pieces are left, or perhaps if they miraculously survived. I look at Atron, Inumi, and Rook. My heart is racing. This feeling of guilt is immense. Let's go. We have to try. Atron quickly takes out a knife. He slashes through the ropes, freeing the captive Rook. We must not rush him into anything. He'll return to his senses on his own. I nod, and we dash out of the room. We quickly head for the boardroom where Kila was. But Rook stays behind, letting these events settle in. It would be a long time before he's okay again. As soon as we get downstairs, we seek the boardroom. None of us had even been there before, but the smoke and rubble marked its location. It is immediately apparent that Kila did not survive. Inumi bursts into tears and starts crying loudly. Atron clenches his fist in anger. I can only think I'm the one who did this. I wish that wasn't the case, but I can't deny it. I'm at a total loss for words. I don't know what to do. Is Atron angry with me? Is Inumi crying because of what I did? No, stupid ass. Furthermore, how am I supposed to handle this? All I want to do is spend some time with Clace, and I stole his life. He devoted all the time to this contest just to die. I mean, same. There has to be a way to bring him back. With this power that I have, with all these parallel realities, there's had to be a way to undo this. Kila, you have my word. Your death will not be in vain. It sparked the flame of revolution within me. God. I will save Terra. I will bring you back. That's stupid as fuck. and those who oppose me will fall. I walked towards Numi, his eyes still streaming tears. Looks at me trying to tell me something. I know. He's crying too much to get it out. I place my hand on his shoulder. I tell him to take deep breaths and guide him. A few moments later, he's sufficiently calm. I know who did this to us. What? How can you claim to know that? It was all in the numbers. The code you entered into the bomb? It was the answer to a math equation. The same one a woman gave to me earlier. Atron helped me solve it in the limo. Do you remember when that happened? I do, actually. I can't believe I overlooked it. In my state of panic, I must have forgotten, even though I pointed it out before we even got to the fucking room. The one who gave me that equation? She's the one doing all of this. And her name? Albert Einstein. It makes sense. But it's a woman? I didn't really expect that. There's only two. But the numbers definitely did match. So there's really no other explanation. I didn't know who she was at first, but when we arrived here earlier today, I saw her on the television, on the news. Her name is Albert Einstein. ... What? I knew there was something off about her. So, Maxine Armstrong was the Midnight Killer. She killed Clace. She killed Rocker. And she was given powers by the man in the Ark? I don't know what to think. Can I trust no one? I try and piece this together in my mind. And the more I do, the more it makes sense. She planted the weapons here as part of a plan. But then is Sinja where? What about Atron? She's definitely been following me since I got here. First at the train station, then at the hotel. Plus she has the code to activate all the weapons. But there's still a few burning questions in my mind. Why was she given powers from the man in the Ark? Was it all to teach me some sort of lesson? She kept telling me about these rules. Things I'd experienced in my effort to save Terra. But that couldn't be it. No one should have to die just to prove a point. Yeah, we'll check this one out. Oh, game sucks. No, I'm kidding. Game's pretty alright. There's something going on behind the scenes here. An explanation for all these murders. It can't just be for my sake. That would make me partly responsible, and then I would be able to live with myself, so I just shirk all responsibility. For the death of Clace and Rocker, too. No, there must be some other factors at play. I'm satisfied, now that the culprit's revealed. I quickly turn around. Atron has to know this. But as I start to walk towards him, a pain assaults me. Like an arrow to the knee, it stops me in my tracks. No! I need to tell Atron, and Singe too. The fate of everybody here depends on it. Immediately I fall against a nearby wall for support. I cry out in agony, but my pleas for help are unheard. Atron and Numi seem to be frozen in place. I recognize the sensation, the Ark. He lied to me. He gave powers to Maxine Armstrong? And she seems to know about my role in Terra as well. What else has he been lying about? What was he up to? It gets harder to think clearly. My breath is short. I slide down the wall, collapsing on the floor. Why did he give her powers? Why did he make her kill? Why did he make her kill? What is my true role? Why did Kila have to die? I'm sick of being this pawn. I'm sick of lies. This time I will fight for the truth. So, like, is Maxine Armstrong just getting my ass all of a sudden? Alright, I got 6 true ending flags here. Clearly supposed to save Rook and fuck Kila. Confirmed. Alright, surely there can't be another, like, long span before a save spot. When my visions return, I find myself in the Ark. However, something seems different. I feel scared, lonely, helpless. The pain has vanished. I'm suspended in the air. When he appears before me, fright overtakes me. My attempts to flee are useless, just as I thought. Much like my previous visits, I'm unable to move. You cannot escape fate. Please stop struggling. You must have many questions to ask, and for that, you should be relaxed. Relaxed? Yeah, right. Not this time. I immediately demand an explanation. Why did you give Maxine Armstrong powers from the Ark? Why is she killing those involved with the tour? Interesting. I see you've caught me. Yet your concern still rests with the others? I expect you to act in self-interest. Pastor Velasquez is right about you. Don't worry, you're still the savior. And the lies are only for myself. Perhaps it would be best to start anew. You have no powers, you're fucking worthless. He snaps his finger and I fall to the ground. Wait, ground? That doesn't make any sense. There's no floor beneath me. I see nothing but an infinite expanse of space. Still, I'm able to rise to my feet. The green screen falls and we're in a shitty production studio. Part 31 of 44. How long are the videos? Like 10 minutes a pop? I'm no longer held back or hindered by this place. It was all screenshots. Oh, so it wasn't like actual videos. So, oh, I walk towards him and face him as an equal, with the feeling I can finally combat my fate. Where should we begin? He stops to ponder for a few moments. Oh, of course, your friend's dead. Some people would call me the ferryman, but you can call me Rayo. I've been stuck in the Ark for eternity, but part of me wants to leave. I feel like I'm missing out on so much. That's why I gave Maxine Armstrong powers. I need to find a worthy successor. I can't just hand the Ark to anybody, so that's why I gave her a little test. I can only assume that the test is to kill people, but why are those involved with the tour? And why a test of that nature to begin with? It was purely for convenience sake. I needed to keep an eye on you at all times, so I planned this test to be nearby. But as for why she had to kill, that's another story entirely. I lied to you about the nature of the Ark. I stand here and watch over Earth and Terra, governing the forces of life and death. I can give the gift of life, or take it away as I see fit. I am a god of death, you could say, ensuring that both worlds remain in check. A disaster here, a death there. There's lots to take into consideration. That's why I ordered her to kill. Something I do many times a day. My replacement will have to do it too, with no hesitation. A test was necessary. It's unfortunate that I have to keep her nearby, but please do not make this a personal thing. It just had to be done. If I could, I would have ordered her to kill people in an entirely different country, but I must keep everyone together. I hope you understand. It's just an unfortunate coincidence. I don't know if I can trust him, but he likens himself to the Grim Reaper? Is he responsible for all death? What about other realities? And can he bring back Kila? I could bring him back, yeah. Where's the fun in that? You wouldn't understand consequence, idiot. In that aspect, Maxine is a genius. I did tell her about you being the savior. She came up with that whole plan on her own. In fact, I'm quite taken. Using death to such an end was beautiful. She taught you some very important things. 1. You need to face consequence. 2. You won't be able to save everyone. 3. You suck. There is little else to add, but you've taken your duty lightly, so a display of truth was needed. Terra will not be saved without death. It is your duty to save Terra. More friends will die, foes will appear. Either directly or indirectly, you will be the cause of many deaths to come. It is important you realize this. And about the other realities, I lied. There's only one of everything. Only one Terra to save, only one Earth. Wait, then that means... Unfortunately, yeah. You'll lack the power I presented you with. You're not special in any way, idiot. At least in that regard. You still have a purpose in Terra. But only if Velasquez can divulge that. This is why I'll be sending you back. Every step you take in Terra brings that world closer to its promised salvation. But now you know a little more about what this path to salvation entails. I can't believe this. I don't have a power? Everything you said to me back then was a lie? I've known you're the savior all along. I know what Velasquez is planning in Terra. I've been watching over it since I was born. Well, I'm sorry for the lies. But now you know the truth. About me. About you. About the Ark. Terra won't be safe for a while yet. I felt that it was best to come clean. We may need to join forces, and I would rather help you as a friend, instead of face you as an enemy. Especially after I'm free of the Ark. I believe it's customary on Earth to inquire after forgiveness, so I would like to do this now, if that's okay with you. Would you forgive me, Pants? I don't know to think about all this. I never expected saving Terra to be all fun and games. But it could cause the death of all my friends? And how do I know he's telling the truth about Max? For that matter, about himself and the Ark. As bizarre as this all sounds, it kind of makes sense. He doesn't have a reason to lie to anyone. Or anymore. And in my lack of power, that's a really big step for him to take. Perhaps he truly is coming clean and telling the truth. I don't know. This is all so confusing. But if he does break free from the Ark, he'd be a useful ally to have. I'm just concerned how Max would manage things. Rayo looked at me expectantly. For the first time, he wants answers. Our situation's now reversed. Alright, big choice coming up. I forgive him or I don't. Um... Alright, I guess we're asking for, we're forgiving him. Radio is grateful. Thank you. I appreciate this chance. I'll only be forthcoming from now on. I'll perform my duty with fervor, and that because of sending you to Terra. Bye, bitch. I hope you find the answers that you seek, and perhaps if you do save Terra, we can talk about bringing back the dead. He snaps his finger, and he snaps his fingers, and my vision starts to fade. For the first time, I'm terrified of going to Terra, as the true fragility of things now torments me. Alright, clearly this is going to be a safe spot. Nope. Fuck myself, I guess. A secret meeting unfolds shortly after. Atron leaves Anumi under the protection of Singe. So, you have anything to say? About what? About what happened today? Didn't it seem familiar to you? Ugh. Did you do this just to prove a point? Max, I relive those events every day. Just silently in the back of my mind. There was no need to remind me. It's always there. Trust me. Can't say I trust you, brother. Don't call me that, Max. Ever again. I renounced the Armstrong name years ago. Oh, don't be so dramatic. You know you can't hide from a birthright, brother. Besides, that's why you're chosen too. As we're brother and sister. This wouldn't be any fun otherwise. This is fun to you? That's sick. You're killing innocent people. And you're letting it happen. Can't keep your eyes off Daz, can you? It lets me do all sorts of cunning things. Normally you have everything in your sight, that is until you see a pretty girl. Mocking me? Some things never change. It's the quickest way under your fur. And it's so amusing for me to watch, but there are more pressing matters at hand. I want to talk to you about this game. I'm listening. You know you can't win, right? Especially after what I pulled today. I have more in store, trust me. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What makes you think I don't have plans? You should stop assuming things, Max. Funny. If you had plans, no one would be dead. I'll give you an A for effort, though. This game is going purely in my favor. However, it doesn't have to stay that way. What do you mean? The rules? They didn't ban teamwork. What if we did this together? We could rule the Arcus family. Then you won't have to worry about losing. You can't deny it, I use the power better. I haven't really used it at all. I don't need a power to win. I've always been able to outsmart you. Heh. So confident for someone who's losing. But look at everything I've done so far. You really think you can beat me, Acheron? You've only killed 3 people. You're not even halfway done. Just 3? Not at all. I've been in Tokyo for a while now. The Midnight Deaths, you mean. I forgot about those for a moment. Place wasn't the first one you killed. Of course not. He was one of many. And they are all just practice kills. I had this down to a science. I'm winning. I'm running. I've anticipated every possible move. There's nothing you can do to stop me. So in the face of loss, why not team up? I don't know. I was raised to prefer an honorable loss. A dishonorable win is not in my nature. That's something I wish you were taught. The stakes are too large to stick with values. Remember what we'll be capable of? Sometimes you need to discard your views, especially in the face of the greater good. You can achieve honor through dishonor. That makes no sense. That's a paradox, Max. You can justify this any way you wish, but I just want to win by my parameters. However, things haven't really been going my way, so let me speak hypothetically for a moment. If we team up, can we still play to my objective, ensuring that nobody else here dies? No, because then you'd be the winner. I want to be the victor in this. I've been practicing so hard, Acheron. I don't know if I can agree to that. That's a shame. Your pride always was your worst feature. It's going to get you killed. There's such an easy exit in sight, but yet you're too blind to take it. I wouldn't go that far. Can you just let me think about this? Give me a few seconds without an insult. Sure. I think we both have a common goal. After we win, we want to bring her back. That's why you're doing this, right? Exactly. This isn't just for my benefit. I owe you lots, Acheron, for the past. This is my way of making it up to you. It's not my fault that I need to kill. I would have done anything that man wanted. I had to play with the hand I'm dealt. Besides, if we end up in control, we could undo all the deaths instantly. Nothing's permanent, don't you understand? That is true. If he holds up his end of the bargain, he doesn't have any reason not to. He got bored and lonely. We will too. Then we could hold a contest of our own. Let loose and live a little, brother. It's great stress relief too. We should put aside our differences. We have the chance to fix everything. I don't think we should squander it. I don't know. You have to take this seriously. I'll need to kill you if you oppose me. And if I do, I won't be bringing you back. So your only chance to see her again is to work with me, or in the afterlife. I guess it's what they call checkmate. Because I'd have to kill you to stop you. I don't know why, but I just can't. I'm glad you made the right decision. So what do you say? To family? Max smiles as Atron reaches into his pocket. He presses a button on his phone to end the recording. To family. Damn, dude. Played the fuck out. Alright, what a great ending point. Another true ending flag? Dude, I'm out here. I'm getting it. Alright, well I gotta eat still, shower, and do other things that aren't streaming forever. So, I'm gonna go. And I'll see you all in the next one. Later.